I'm studying abroad. What are you majoring in? My relationship status is it is a ritual, a tradition at this point for every aesthetic YouTuber to do some kind of chatty, personal Q&A type video with blue or pink or purple LED lights in the background. So I thought it is my time to shine. But anyways, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. I haven't done a Q&A in over a year now, and a lot of things have changed. I have a lot of life updates for y'all, so I thought it would be nice to just do like a cozy little catch-up video. I'm wearing my pajamas right now, so get comfy, get a snack, a drink, and yeah, let's catch up. You asked me a lot of questions on my Instagram, so I'm gonna try and answer as many as I can. If you're new to my channel or you didn't watch my last Q&A video, I'll just do a quick little introduction. My name is Deborah. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm currently 19 years old. My birthday is July 10th, 2002, and so it is coming right around the corner. My MBTI is ISFP, and I'm currently a sophomore at the University of Washington in Seattle. A lot of you guys just asked me how I'm doing, which is very sweet of y'all. I'm doing pretty well. Am I? I think I'm doing pretty well. Although I've been very busy, I'm still a couple of weeks away from my final season, so I have a little bit more time to pretend like they're not gonna happen anytime soon. I've been having a lot of fun just spending time with my friends, soaking up the last bit of sophomore year before summer starts. And speaking of summer, some of you guys asked me what my summer plans are. Probably the biggest and most exciting thing that I'm doing this summer is that I'm studying abroad in Italy. I know it's kind of coming out of nowhere, but studying abroad has been a dream of mine for literally so long, and it is so surreal to me that I'm going to be in Italy in like a month. That's crazy. The program that I'm part of is a public health and comparative food systems program that aligns with my major. I am so beyond excited. I really am going to be living that call me by your name summer, minus the weird peach scene. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. I'm also very intent on getting TXT tickets. I'm actually meeting up with my friend this week to try and get the TXT tickets, but I will be seeing TXT in July. That is simply non-negotiable. Tickets haven't even gone on sale yet, but I'm manifesting it for myself. Some of y'all asked me what color of hair I want to do next. Unfortunately, I do think I'm going to go back to brown or dark brown just for the summertime. Because I don't want to have to worry about color maintenance while I'm studying abroad. Also, having my roots show and color grow out in general is so annoying and very expensive to maintain, and so I think I want to go back to my natural hair color for a bit. I would love to dye my hair blue or purple again. I loved having purple hair, but at least for the summer, I'm going back to my natural hair color. What are you majoring in, and what made you choose that? What advice do you have for uncertain teenagers? Well, just to let y'all know, I'm still a very uncertain teenager myself, but I'm currently on the path to get a double major in food systems, nutrition, and health, and communication. At the University of Washington, the biggest con is probably that you have to apply for your major. Some majors are a lot more competitive than others, and communication is one of the more competitive majors at UW. Thankfully, I got in, and so that has been a huge relief, a huge burden off of my shoulders. I'm also hoping to pursue a minor in education, learning, and society, but I might not be able to simply because doing a double major is a lot of work, it's a lot of classes, but so far I have loved every single education class that I've taken here. So if you're at the UW, I would highly recommend you take an education class because they are seriously so great, so applicable to your day-to-day life, and I honestly think that some of them should be required. I didn't go into college immediately thinking like,
I'm gonna study nutrition, I'm gonna study communication, and get a minor in education. Like,
when I came into college, I literally had no idea what major I wanted to do, what I wanted to pursue. So my first year of college, I actually spent a lot of time taking different classes across all disciplines. Like, I took STEM classes, I took humanities classes, I took a sociology class, design, you name it. I've probably taken something related to it, and I mainly did this because I've always had a really wide variety of interests. I love learning, but I've never had like one specific subject that I was really good at or one specific subject that I was like really passionate about. And so when I got to college, like obviously I didn't know what I was gonna study, so I just tried everything out. And the biggest benefit of taking all of these classes was that I could kind of cross off the things that I knew I didn't like to do, like STEM classes. I've never really liked math or science growing up. Science was okay, but oh my god, I hated math so much in high school. I got good grades, but it took a lot of work for me to get those grades, and I knew that I did not want to do a STEM related major in college. But the way that I picked my food systems and nutrition major, which I declared in the beginning of the year, was that I noticed as I was taking these different classes, whenever the subject of nutrition or something related to nutrition came up, I always found myself a lot more engaged with the material, a lot more interested in learning the material. But because I didn't have a specific career I wanted to pursue, I decided that I would just study what I enjoy. And food systems was one thing that I enjoyed. Systems itself was a super interdisciplinary major, which I enjoyed. It covered things like politics and environmental studies and public health, and these are all things that I had a little bit of interest in, so the fact that it could all come together was really cool for me. And as for the communication major, which I declared just a couple of weeks ago, I actually chose it for practical reasons. I didn't go into college thinking that I would study communication, but after doing YouTube and social media for the past 2 years or so, I realized that communication would not be a terrible thing to study because there's just a lot of different things that you can do with a communication major. I know there are so many jobs out there that I don't even know exist. By the time I graduate, there's probably going to be more jobs that have never existed before, so I chose it mainly for a practical reason. I do have some very vague ideas about what I want to do after I graduate. I definitely want to take a gap year and do a lot of traveling because that is something that I've always dreamed about. I want to live alone for a little bit. I definitely also want to pursue a couple of internships. I definitely need to start those applications because I don't even have a real LinkedIn profile and I haven't updated my resume since high school. So I need to do that pretty soon. But I think doing some internships will definitely help me get a better idea of what I might want to do post-grad. Other than that, I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going with the flow, and honestly, I have enough faith in myself to kind of figure things out as I go. I'm a pretty adaptable person, so I feel like whatever situation I end up post-grad, I'll be able to figure something out and make things work. I just talked a lot about education stuff, so let's answer some fun questions. When did you start dancing? I started dancing in 2018, which was around my junior year of high school. That was kind of when I joined my high school's K-pop dance club and started doing covers and things like that. But before then, I didn't really have any experience in dancing. I did a couple of years of figure skating when I was really little, but I don't know if that counts. Have you ever scrapped a video, and what did you do? Yes, I have scrapped entire videos. It doesn't happen too often because I'm pretty meticulous about how I plan my videos, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. I've scrapped an entire outfit video, I've scrapped entire vlogs, which is pretty sad because I usually put a lot of effort into filming, but trying to get better about staying hydrated. If you haven't already, drink some water and straighten your posture. That was a reminder for me too. How did you get so good at editing? Well, I'm flattered, first of all, for thinking that my editing is good, but honestly, a lot of practice. A lot of practice. I've made over 50 videos at this point, which doesn't seem like that much, but with every video, I feel like I learn new things, I improve on my skills, and yeah, just a lot of practice, honestly. Any songs / artist recommendations? Recently I went to the mbti concert and it was so good. Maya is amazing and I've been really liking her recent release lately. I know she's coming out with an album in like 3 days and I'm so excited. I've been listening to Mona Lisa, Coming of Age, Victim of Nostalgia, and Sad Disco on repeat lately. And of course I have been obsessed with TXT's new album, Thursday's Child. So good. Every song is a banger. Like, I cannot choose a favorite, but if I had to, it would either have to be Lonely Boy or Trust Fund Baby. But honestly, they're all so good. Like, I cannot wait to see them live. Even though I haven't gotten the tickets yet, I will see them live. yeah, I'm also super excited for the BTS comeback. Proof, their anthology album. I even got my own army bomb recently, and so I'm so excited to decorate it and be able to go to their concert when they eventually go on tour. Alright, for the next question, I'm going to talk about something that I've been avoiding for quite some time now, but it is about my relationship status. I got a lot of questions about these. I am currently seeing someone, and that is all I'm gonna say about it. On a serious note, I am in a committed relationship right now. I don't know if that might come as a shock to some of you guys. I'm not gonna be sharing this person's name or exactly who they are. They may or may not have showed up in my videos, but this person is very precious to me. This relationship is very precious to me. And because people on the internet tend to be a little bit more interested about romantic relationships, it's something that I want to keep more private, and I hope and know that you guys will respect that. But yeah, my relationship status is taken. Another really popular question I got was, how do you manage your time and balance school, life, work, YouTube, dance, all of that? And my answer is very simple. Notion and Google Calendar. Trust me when I say that I literally would be in shambles if it weren't for these two planning systems. They might not work for you, but they have worked for me very well over the past 2 years. I use Notion to plan out all of my to-do lists on a weekly and day-to-day basis, and I use my Google Calendar to kind of plan out my days. It's where I put my classes, meetups with friends, dance practices, any meetings that I have. It is all on my Google Calendar, and I honestly would not be able to keep track of my life if it were not for these two apps. Honestly, with juggling school and YouTube and dance and having a social life and also trying to take time to myself, it's really hard to balance things, and a lot of the times I feel really overwhelmed. I'm constantly running from one place to another, and it never feels like I have enough time in my day. I always feel like I have a little bit too much on my plate. I recently caught up on a lot of work that I missed because I had COVID a couple of weeks ago, and so that was pretty mentally and physically draining. Even though I have been vaxxed and boosted and have been wearing my mask everywhere, I still got COVID. Thankfully my symptoms weren't too bad, but yeah, having COVID really sucked. Please keep wearing your mask because this pandemic is not over yet. Oh my god, I just realized that this mat behind me makes me look like I have Mickey Mouse ears. Hi friends, I'm Mickey Mouse. I also have a really big problem with perfectionism, not in just like the quality of my work, but also like how I plan out my days. I was talking about this with my friend earlier today actually, and how not only do I have perfectionist standards for my work, whether that is academics or YouTube, but I also have perfectionist standards for myself, as in like how I live my life on a day-to-day basis. Which might sound kind of weird, but like whenever I don't finish everything on my to-do list, which is always endlessly long, whenever I skip a workout or eat really crappy for a couple of days, I tend to be really hard on myself. Oh my god, I literally cannot stop seeing the Mickey Mouse ears. I have very traditional Asian immigrant parents, and they weren't super hard on me growing up. They usually just encouraged me to try my best, but I also grew up in a school environment where everyone was super competitive. There was a lot of Asian American kids that had the same type of Asian immigrant parents as I did. If you're familiar with Bay Area culture at all, it was kind of similar to that, but in Washington, where there's a really booming tech industry and a very high population of Asian Americans concentrated in specific areas. But yeah, ever since then, I think I've just been conditioned to always expect more out of myself, expect more productivity. I've been trying to reconcile my relationship with productivity and hustle culture and being a workaholic, which is really hard to do if you can't tell, you know, living in a capitalist society where we are constantly pushed to be like more productive, to produce more, to hustle more. It gets tiring, and I'm still very much figuring things out. Like, burnout is real. Burnout is very real. I honestly think that the reason why I'm still afloat, why I'm still surviving with everything that I do, is because I genuinely love everything that I do. I'm really passionate about what I learn. I love dancing, I love creating videos and doing social media stuff. Everything is honestly so fun for me. I enjoy being a busy person, and it helps that the things that I do are things that I all love. I know a lot of you guys see only the good parts of my life, but there are days where I really want to do nothing more than sleep in bed and just hide away from the rest of the world. You know, there are days where I don't want to dance, days where I don't want to film or edit or do anything creative or learn. There are days where I don't want to go to class, and there are days where I actually don't go to class. And it's all okay. You know, when I really don't want to do something, I won't force myself to do it. Like, if I cannot get myself to do an assignment for the life of me, I will accept that and turn it in late and accept the consequences. I know that sounds like counterintuitive advice, like,
why would you give someone advice to turn things in late? But like,
I'm not telling y'all to turn all of your assignments late or start slacking in school or work, because you should not be doing that. You gotta have at least some discipline in your life. But I'm saying that it is okay to prioritize your mental and physical health, and you shouldn't expect perfection out of yourself, because then you just become drained and burnt out and life just isn't enjoyable. Ooh, thoughts on academic validation. Is it good or bad? As someone that has thrived on academic validation their entire life, I don't know if I'm the best person to answer this question, because it is definitely still a really big factor in my self-confidence. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Getting those positive comments from professors on your essays really do hit differently. I've always tried to find a way to find something enjoyable about the learning. Like, even though I hate math with a passion, there's something so satisfying about understanding a concept and being able to like understand and solve a problem. Chef's kiss. Like, I hate you math, but sometimes it can be fun to do. So whenever I'm learning subjects that I don't really enjoy, I try to change my perspective and my mindset to actually want to learn, because when you actually want to do something, you're a lot more likely to have fun while doing it. That did not answer the question at all. I'm so sorry. But academic validation, good short term, bad long term. How is it to live alone? I don't live alone. I have a roommate, Christine. You guys might have seen her in my videos, but I'm planning to live in an apartment next year, and so I'll have my own room. I'll still have roommates, but it'll be a little bit of a change. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up with a couple of more questions because I'm starting to lose my voice. Do you want a pet in the future? And if yes, what would it be? I would love to get a pet one day. I love animals, and I actually want to be a veterinarian when I was a kid. Just a little fun fact. I'm definitely a dog person, even though I like cats. I'm allergic to cats, which is very sad because I think cats are so cute. But I would love to get a hypoallergenic dog one day. Maybe a French bulldog. I don't know if they're hypoallergenic. I hope they are. Do you get recognized on the streets? And if not, how do you stay undercover? This question is funny. Yes, I do get recognized from time to time. It's not super often. But I remember in the very beginning of sophomore year, I was getting recognized like 5 times a day by UW students, and I was really shocked because like no one in my hometown knew who I was. A lot of my growth happened during the pandemic when I wasn't really seeing any people, and so I was very surprised when people would like come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, are you done with Chobo? Like, do you have a YouTube channel? It was very flattering, but honestly just something that I kind of had to get used to. Usually everyone that comes up to me is super sweet. I really love talking to my viewers because it's like so cool that y'all are real people and like are watching my videos and connecting with me, even though it's kind of a parasocial relationship. I think it's just so cool that we have this wonderful platform to share ideas and our creations and just like, you know, be humans together, existing at the same time. I think that's pretty cool. Please don't be afraid to come up to me if you do ever see me. I promise I don't bite. Sometimes I can be a little bit awkward, but that's just like kind of who I am. So yeah, I think those are all the questions that I will answer today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, pat on the back. I don't know how you got through like 15-20 minutes of me talking straight at you. I really enjoyed just rambling on, even though my voice is kind of suffering right now. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.